at the beginning, I was thinking, do I need a therapist? Do I need a nutritionist? Like who can help me kind of make sense of all of these things going on in my brain? And I feel like Reconnect Academy was that part that brought it all together for me. It's just crazy to see in 3 months, like how much you have uncovered. You're like, oh, like these emotions that I used to just like push away. It's like, nope, you're okay here. Like, welcome, like, what do you have to say to me? What are you trying to tell me? And like, that's okay. It's just such a different perspective. I'm so happy. So I think going through Reconnect Academy it was deep. I'm not going to lie. I think we started off with a lot of the work that a lot of people don't want to do, including myself. And that's why it is so hard. It's things that you kind of just, your whole life, you've kind of pushed under the rug and you're like, I'm just going to move on. At least that's how I've always dealt with things. And I feel like those first few weeks really kind of made you identify, you can't fix a problem if you don't know really what's broken. So it kind of made me like dig deep and identify what was broken so that I could go ahead and just like be aware of it and, slowly get on the path to fixing it. I think a lot of people, including myself, like wanted like a fix overnight, but like that's not realistic. So I think it was helpful to just go through the process and like live through the process and write down all the feelings. What I loved about Reconnect Academy is it's not just like talking and, I thought I would get bored with that or uncomfortable with that, but it's a lot of like private reflection and writing. And for me, I've never done that type of work before. I think that was super valuable because it really allowed me to kind of like answer honestly because I didn't feel like I was being judged. It was just really my thoughts. So I just really overall like the approach of how like the homework assignments were super interesting. I learned a ton. I'm like a lifelong learner. So not only did I learn a ton, but like you apply it to your own life. And I feel like that was super helpful for me. In the beginning, it felt a little uncomfortable. By the end, I'm like journaling now all the time. I'm very in touch with my feelings, which is something that I haven't necessarily been in the past. I feel like Tara has just been such a huge help in getting me there for sure. I mean, the homework, but just like the one-on-one time that you get with Tara is just so, so valuable. And hearing Tara's responses to other people on your community calls just brings a whole different perspective as well. So cannot say enough great things about Tara. She is the best, and anyone who has the ability to spend time in her presence is very, very lucky. So I feel like something that made a huge difference is like, I knew I wanted to change and there was changes that needed to be done, but I don't think I ever sat down and took the time to realize like what that is. I feel like in my mind, it was just always kind of blurred and I was moving towards something that I didn't necessarily know what it was. There's a lesson called The Best Self where you really look and like identify what that person is, who she is. And then like, it's this build up to constantly get you in that direction. So I feel like identifying it was huge for me because it wasn't as clear as I thought it was in my mind. And then it helped me like be very clear for my future on like what is important to me and what is not. I think the lessons that really resonated for me, there were so many, like every week it felt like a building block, but like the ones that really resonated for me were around the elder self. Where I really like looked ahead. And I feel like that gave me a broader perspective. Sometimes you get really in the weeds and it helped to have someone wiser, a wiser version of myself kind of to help bring me back to reality. I also liked the intuitive eating piece. It's something I didn't realize that was so different from what I was actually doing. So that was something I've been taking with me for sure. But I feel like every week it was just building and building and like things I don't think about and just, overall my thoughts when I really look back at this experience is just like a perspective shift in like so many good ways. It's not like you snap your finger and you're healed or anything. It is like a continuous journey forever. And I feel like these perspective shifts now have me on what I feel like is the right path. One of the things I was really unsure about when starting Reconnect Academy was the time commitment. I mean, you look at a 12-week program, as a working mom, like that's felt like a lot to ask on myself. And I knew, being that it was an investment, I was like, are you going to commit to this? And I decided yes. And honestly, like Monday night was like my Reconnect Academy night, like put the kids to bed early. My husband was gone and I would like do the work. Right. So I was able to kind of, some of the lessons go throughout the whole week, but like most of it I was able to tackle on like Monday night. And like I loved Monday night. I was nervous it was going to be something like I had to do, and I really did like enjoy doing the homework. And by Friday when we'd have our moai calls, I was like ready to go and had a lot of time to like kind of think through the lessons from that week. So I think the time is definitely well spent, and something, you invest in so many other parts of your life, like this, you and digging into some of the things that you want to kind of accomplish through Reconnect Academy. I think it is 100% worth it. You are worth it. Because I feel like I would have wanted to hear something like that in the beginning when you're like, oh my God, it's a lot of money and it's time and it's 12 weeks. And like, oh my God. And, and it's like, I just trusted it and dove into it and like, just so happy I did.